Hi there, my name is Fallon. If you're new here, welcome. If you know me already, welcome back. I read stories so you can relax, work, or just live your life while also enjoying the Reddit experience. Today we are going to be reading, My brother, 27 male, does some really creepy stuff, and I, 21 female, am done with him. Well, hey Reddit, I'm desperate. My brother is really creepy. Like, really creepy to the point where I look at him and I have serial killer thoughts. Then I realize what I'm thinking, and I feel guilty. Yesterday, for example, he picked me up at the university and was supposed to take me to the mall because I needed to buy some things. I realized the route was different, and I asked him where we were going. He didn't say anything. I kept asking where we were going because I knew we weren't far away from the university and he was driving faster and faster, and I told him to stop, but he wouldn't. Then he casually went back to the mall. I got out of the car and said he didn't need to drive me back. He just drove away. Sometimes on holidays, I'll be alone and he'll stand behind me and scare me. I told him multiple times to stop and he didn't. He's been doing it since we were kids. Sometimes I would wake up and see him standing in front of me while I slept. Last Thanksgiving, I was sleeping and woke up to him sitting on the edge of the bed, speaking French. Oh no, not the francophones. Oh God, it's the most creepy thing in this story. I'm being sarcastic if you can't tell. Sometimes he'll show up at my college and ask to talk to me. I'll get off class and then he'll just say it was nothing and go away. Sometimes I see his car parked at my boyfriend's house. Oh no. I don't understand it. I'm done with him. What can I do? And then in the comments, somebody asked, where are your parents? What do they think of this behavior? Has he been evaluated? Do you ever feel threatened or sexualized? Does he do this with anyone else? And OP responds, yes. When I was a little girl, I used to tell my parents about my brother going over to my bedroom and scaring me. My parents would talk to him and say it's absolutely not okay to do that, but he wouldn't listen. My parents also took him to a therapist when he was a kid to see if there was something going on, but nothing. He kept doing it as a grown-up, except that he became creepier, like the things I mentioned in the post. There was one occasion where I was on a trip in another country and he showed up at the same place. Oh my God. Oh boy, that's fucking terrifying. Instead of being excited by his presence, I was so tired about it. And I asked him, what are you doing here? And he said, I'm just enjoying France. You're the only one who can appreciate this beauty. I couldn't do anything, so I ended up accepting it. He does have a girlfriend, and no, he doesn't act that way with her. He doesn't act this way with anyone. He has a good job. I don't live with my parents, nor does he. And then someone else asked, wait, this dude shows up randomly while you're in France out of nowhere and just seems to bump into you? That's some next level shit right there, OP. Did you tell your parents about this? OP responded, I did. My parents were disappointed that he was still doing that. It happened in March too, not long ago. This was posted in December, so about a year. And then 6 days later, we get an update. I talked to my parents and told them I was tired of my brother's behavior and that they should do something. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going home anymore. They said I was being too extreme and that he would stop eventually. Based on what evidence, ma'am? Oh my God. Okay, all right, calm down. Goddamn, calm down. But that shit has been going on since we were kids, and I knew he wasn't going to stop, so I gave them an ultimatum. They would talk to my brother, and my brother would stop, or the three of them could have a nice life. My parents talked to him after all. My brother refused to get evaluated at first, and he was really upset. He went over to my dorm and tried to choke me. He screamed at me. Then he tried to choke me. Then he realized what he was doing and started crying and apologizing. Someone called the cops because my brother tried to kill himself afterwards. Oh my God. Anyways, everything is okay now. Well, not everything. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Yeah, okay. Yep. That would explain a lot. Undiagnosed schizophrenia is not something to sneeze at. That's brutal. He didn't get a full written report because it's just been a week and it takes time, but that was the feedback and diagnosis. I'm going to be okay. I just want to say thank you for the advice. I really appreciate it a lot. Our next story comes from Natural Interest 2853, and it's titled, Am I overreacting for refusing to let my fiance's aunt see our newborn baby until she apologizes for unsolicited jokes? My fiance, 26 male, and I, 24 female, had just recently had our first child. This has been a pretty big deal for us since I had a major pregnancy loss with our daughter in 2024. A couple of days ago, my fiance's aunt flew in from out of town to congratulate us and meet our son. When she got to our house, she kept making unsolicited jokes about this baby and my loss last year. My fiance had told her multiple times to stop and got very serious about it. She, however, still refused to apologize to either of us and continued making jokes. I eventually told this aunt that I'm not going to allow her to see the baby anymore until she apologizes and proves to the both of us that she can be a mature adult. I made it very clear to her that I don't need empathy. I don't need her to support either of us through this, nor do I even need her to give us any grievances. All I need from her is to be excited for us at the present moment and not compare it to the past. She got very angry when I told her this and yelled at us for being unfair and claimed we're taking away from her own family. Am I overreacting? No. A joke involves laughter. If a joke doesn't land, that's the problem of the joker, not the jokey. And if the joke is offensive, especially when it comes to, pregnancy loss, that's not even something you're supposed to be joking about in general. But say it's a person that's fine with that level of dark humor. If that person is not fine with that joke, you apologize. You don't double down and say, you're being unfair. You're taking away from my family. You know what took away from your family? OP losing their son, their child. OP losing their child. And then the next day, we get an update. I'm not sure if anybody wanted one, but here it is. My fiance's aunt is currently staying with his parents. Earlier today, my fiance went over to talk to her about it. I stayed home by choice, for what I feel are pretty obvious reasons. He went over and explained to her that we are cutting all contact with her. She's not invited to our wedding. She will never see our son again. He told her that she crossed a line, and because of her actions, if we did receive an apology, we would have a hard time believing it was sincere. Obviously, much more was said. I'm just giving a general overview. The part that threw me off even more was the fact that she never even told his parents what happened. His parents were shocked and flipped out on her. They told her that her options were to go stay at a hotel and experience this area by herself, or to get a ticket to fly back home. None of my fiance's immediate family, his parents and 2 younger sisters, have turned on or blamed me. I'm so lucky and thankful to have my fiance, as well as most of his family in my life. Thank you for reading, as well as the input I got in the comments. I'm gonna be completely honest, I am very happy that OP and their fiance have supportive family, because there are so many stories on Reddit of these people just absolutely getting turned on by all of their family members, and all of the family members just deciding, this is the hill I need to die on. This is where my support ends. So seeing a story on Reddit of people actually supporting their partners and spouses and family members is very refreshing. I am very happy that pretty much everyone turned on the sister. I've cut out family members for more than that. I don't have a kid, but I've cut out family members. I've cut out my own parents. My parents were very toxic, especially when I moved out, and I had to cut them out. So I understand, it's a very hard decision to make. And what is a lot better is when you have people there to support you in making those decisions. So OP having family to kind of not back up on, but help and help shoulder the experience is very refreshing. And I am very happy that OP had that family to support them in this. And I hope OP and their fiance have a wonderful life with their child. That was r/BestOfRedditorUpdates. If you have any suggestions for other Reddit stories I should read, or you have thoughts about a story that was read, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear any feedback you have. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time.